Greetings to all. My name is Paula Herlock. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here on this journey with me. Today is Tuesday, March 2nd, and I have been debating for the last 3 days whether I should do a video or not. I feel like I'm telling you guys the same thing over and over again. A new date, the same message, a new date, the same message. So I did not do a video telling you, oh, February 28th is the alignment of 6 planets. And I was just going to do the 1313 portal tomorrow, March 3, which is a lunar eclipse, a full moon, and also our 1313 as we continue to use the 1313 portal, the 13-month calendar, Igbo calendar. So I was just going to wait until then. But then I said, you know what, let me do this video because there's so much going on and I want to make sure that we are aligned on our perspective of what's happening. It used to be rumors of war and now it's actually war. And you notice I'm not coming on here with any kind of distress because it's not my reality. That's not the reality that I am choosing to be part of. And it's not the reality that dictates how I live or how I look at the world. However, I am not stupid enough to say what's going on over there will not impact me. And I'm not naive enough to say it's an illusion, because it's not an illusion based on the 3D reality that we're living in. However, one of the main reasons why I said I should do this video is to remind us that by now we realize that they are utilizing all the cosmic natural timing to execute on their agendas. So it becomes even more important for us to utilize the same portals to push gently our message of love, our message of unity, our message of heaven on earth. Okay, so this is one thing that tells us that they're definitely utilizing these cosmic portals. So we are on target utilizing them as well to push our agenda of love. What I wanted this message to reinforce is that it becomes even more important now for you to participate in these sessions on the dates that we call them on, because we are being informed by natural cosmic time, and the hidden hands that are pushing the agendas of war and destruction on this planet are also using natural cosmic time. And then they have you over here looking at the Gregorian calendar and living by it. Okay, so we are now tapped into the same cosmic time that they are utilizing against us. So this is not a war. This is us finding our flow and finding our alignment with cosmic natural time and flowing with it and utilizing that flow to create the reality that we want. So a lot of people have been saying, and I have to tell you guys, I'm a Pisces. So, you know, I'd like to be dreamy and, you know, otherworldly. But Mars, which is the planet of war, is coming into my sign, I think today. So I feel like there's this internal battle. I want to create war. In fact, I did propose spiritual war. And someone in the comment section tapped me and sent me a DM and said, Paula, that's not for you. You shouldn't bring war. And I was saying, yes, but I'm justified in bringing spiritual war, because whether we sit still or we push against them, they're bringing war. And the person said, no, that's not your place. But I said, anger has a place, and I should, allow it. I'm not going to repress my anger. I'm going to allow it to play out, and then I'm going to allow it to guide how I message and how I see the world. So the purpose of this video is just to remind us that we are the stewards of New Earth. And so we can't just ignore what a group of people are doing in trying to create destruction and death and chaos and suffering for humanity. We can't just ignore them and say, oh, no, 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 we're not part of that. We're over here promoting love and light. No, if we ignore them, they get to do what they do, and they create destruction that eventually affects all of us. So we have a duty as stewards of New Earth to push back gently, so that they're not just able to run willy-nilly all across the planet and do whatever they want, right? And we are going to push back gently from the comforts of our bedrooms, from the comforts of our living room, from the comforts of wherever we choose to be when we gather together for these meditations. Okay? We are going to use our breath. We are going to use our voice. We are going to use our intentions. We are going to use the vision that we're holding to defeat them in this war. And we're not going to war with them per se. We are guarding and protecting Mother Earth. We are heralding in, ushering in New Earth. That what they're ushering in is the New World Order. We don't plan to be a part of that. So we're doing what we need to do to protect and preserve this vision that we hold of New Earth. So what does that mean, and how does that look? Tomorrow we do our 1313 meditation. It's on a powerful day. We all get together. That's what we do. It's at 5 a.m. EST. It's so interesting how the tribe comes together in such odd ways. Dr. Claudette has been joining us on our meditations for the last 12 months. And she created a new link that generates a frequency of our birth date based on the market day that we were born on. And it also generates a frequency of the day. So I want to urge everyone that is listening to this video to click the link below that I have left with the market day calculator, which not only tells you what your market day is, but generates the frequency of the day of your birth. So what it's doing is strengthening the tone of your birthday. And there's also an option to generate the tone of the day, as in today's date. So I want everybody who watches this video in the next couple of hours to click on the link and generate the tone of your birth date to strengthen you. And then tomorrow during the meditation, you choose whatever intuitively you feel is best. You choose the tone to play during the meditation, the tone of the day or the tone of your birthday, to strengthen the tone of your essence as we do this meditation together. Now, we normally have maybe 60, 70 people joining us for these meditations. And so if everybody's playing the tone, their personal tone, then it strengthens their essence and it strengthens their intention, and it strengthens their affirmation, the affirmation that they speak during the meditation. Can you see how powerful this could be potentially? And then for all the people who do the meditation throughout the course of the day, they do the same thing. And what we have is a capsule that is so powerful that we can tap into it and play it all the time to affirm our vision of new earth and to impregnate the quantum field with our vision of new earth, our affirmations for peace in the midst of war, our affirmations that the military industrial complex falls apart, disintegrates, becomes less powerful as we meditate in silence and filled with love. So we tomorrow direct our attentions to weakening the escalations, dissolving the escalations in the Middle East, while we reinforce and strengthen our vision of New Earth. For me, and for most people here, New Earth means peace. It means prosperity. It means food security. It means the safety of our women and our children. It means the decrease of any kind of suffering by any displaced group of people. It means the ending of oppression, the ending of subjugation. That's what it means. And we who have the wherewithal at this time to sit and focus on these things we have a duty and responsibility to. I have spoken to people and they're like, I don't business with that war. That is not my business. It is. This is planet Earth. And that war has the potential to disrupt a lot of things on planet Earth. Yes, we want the existing system to collapse, but we don't want to throw a lot of people into discomfort. We understand that there's going to be casualties of war, people left behind because of their choices, because not everyone is interested in New Earth. Many people are sitting down, licking their lips, waiting on the new world order to come into place to make a million new millionaires. They're deciding, okay, now that this country has been captured, that country has, and we have access to this resource and that resource, I am going to start to buy stocks and bonds based on this and this and this and this. And that's how some people are looking at all of the conflict. They are looking at how they stand to profit from conflicts and from suffering and from subjugation and from colonization, neocolonization. But I tell you, there is enough of us who are operating from our heart space to be able to shift the paradigm to what we want it to be and not what the greedy ones want it to be. I sit in amazement listening to people get excited about the fact that this country has captured this country and they now have access to all the resources, and so their dollar will surge back to be the number one. And I'm like, wow, they are looking at it purely from a financial standpoint and completely ignoring the humanitarian consequences of certain actions. Don't be like them. Those persons have already chosen the new world order. Let them go. Because the truth is, and I don't understand fully how everything will unfold, I'm not psychic, but what I am seeing is that the two realities are going to coexist. And what you choose and how you operate is going to determine where you end up, what reality you end up in. Just like during the lockdowns, some people experienced hell and some people experienced heaven. I know I experienced heaven during those lockdowns. I did not fear getting sick because I had put the mechanisms in place to make my body strong and healthy. I had done the requisite detox. I was very careful about what I put into my body, and I tried my best to understand the mechanism of the virus so that my body was not an enabling environment for that virus. So I was very comfortable and confident. I had no fear. And I chose to sequester myself among like minded people in beautiful natural environments for the duration, right? It wouldn't be all the time, but certainly we chose where we would end up staying when they would have long periods of lockdown where you could not leave your home. We would move from our home to a beautiful space and we would get locked down in that space. We didn't feel like prisoners. We were in heaven, eating the most amazing food and hanging out on the most amazing beaches or in the most amazing countryside or near waterfalls. Beautiful time. While I had neighbors, I had friends who were living in fear and constantly telling me about their colleague that died and their colleague that was in hospital, and they were spending their weekends going to funerals. I'm telling you, this was happening side by side simultaneously in my friend group, and I was watching it. So I know it's a similar thing that is going to unfold. Choose carefully where you go, what you lean towards. Those people who are looking at all the stocks they can buy because of what country has been subdued or taken over, that's the wrong thing to be doing, because you are now as guilty as the persons who subjugated or stole from those countries. Basically, it's dirty money. It's blood money. You shouldn't want to have anything to do with blood money. All right? So, my advice again, join us tomorrow for the meditation. Very, very important. And even outside of the meditation, spend time in meditation, declaring and decreeing and affirming what you want to see in this world. I saw a content creator talking about the movie Finding Nemo, and there was a scene where all the fish had gotten caught in the net and they were trying to escape from the net. And so one of them was saying, swim down. And they got all the fish to swim down, and the nets were pulled. And so all of them escaped. This is a moment when all of us need to get together and swim down. In other words, we need to be spending a little bit more time affirming what our vision of New Earth is, affirming what the outcomes of these conflicts will be. Because if enough of us affirm the same thing and focus on the same thing, the outcomes will be what the collective vision is. And if the collective vision is that the wars cool down and there is safety and there is cooperation, then it can happen. Or if the collective decides, okay, we're just going to weaken and destroy the system, not anybody, not any country, the system that is pushing the war, we can do that because we are the most powerful transmitters on the planet. We just have forgotten. We can glitch the communication system that is fueling this war, this conflict. We can glitch the satellite system. If all of us decide that we're going to focus and glitch the satellite systems, then the systems will be glitched. We do have that power. So perhaps during our meditation tomorrow, we can perhaps decide what we want to do as a collective. Because do not underestimate the power of 45 or 75 people or 1,500 people, which is about the amount of people who will normally watch the meditation right through. Do not estimate the power of 1,500 pure hearts thinking the same thing, focusing on the same thing, and holding a vision of a particular outcome. Because I don't think there are very many pockets of people doing that. So if we're the only pocket doing it, then it will fall. And guess what? There are many different pockets doing many different things, all towards one goal: peace. All towards one goal: peace and safety and protection for humanity. So let us get together tomorrow for the meditation, March 3rd at 5 a.m. Let us come with our hearts ready to generate a frequency that creates a grid of protection around this planet. Let us come with our written affirmations for what we want to see on this planet, what we want to see with respect to this war, right? It's not a win here or a lose here. It's a eliminate the war scenario, quell the tempers, quell the egos, dissolve the situation. That's what we want. And if that's what we want, then we should just move for that, right? So we're not going to feed the scenarios with our attention, but we certainly are going to secure this planet and humanity with our words, with our thoughts, and with a vision of everyone being happy, healthy, safe, well cared for, well taken care of, nobody being vulnerable anymore, everybody reclaiming their sovereignty and living sovereign, living as sovereign beings on this planet. That's our vision. We're very clear. Okay, so again, click the link. It might be a little confusing for you to understand, but it's like a tool. You play around with it until you get it to work for you. Okay, it's a frequency. Listen to the frequency tonight, and then during the meditation tomorrow, perhaps get one device to play the frequency while you're listening to the meditation. Right? Let us really create a powerful vibration that can quell or dissolve the escalations currently taking place on the planet, right? I am not, you notice I've not been polarized in terms of naming any country as the villain, right? I will name the system or the architecture that is promoting the war, right? So when I say military industrial complex, I'm not calling a country. That complex exists in a myriad of countries all over the world. They work together. We want to dismantle that. We want to glitch that. We want to glitch the communication systems that makes this war possible. We want to, we want to, we want to, you know, communicate with Mother Nature, the oceans, where a lot of these vessels are hidden, doing their things. And we want Mother Nature to do whatever it takes to weaken this thrust towards war. That's what we want. So I will see everyone tomorrow. Think on these things. Be sure to come with your ideas tomorrow as to how we can strategize to do our thing here from a peaceful, love, and light perspective, but definitely not sitting around neutral and doing nothing. We must gently apply some kind of I wouldn't say force, but buffer towards what is taking place at this time. So I will see you tomorrow. Play your frequencies and definitely share this video with persons who you think you'd like to join us tomorrow in the meditation. I'm sure there's going to be a gazillion meditations. It just shows you that we are winning.